The products or inventions that tend to generate the most excitement in the Den are the ones with global appeal and mass marketing potential. Our final entrepreneur believes he's come up with a product that ticks both boxes. It's a board game inspired by the world's favourite sport. After growing up in orphanages and following a period spent sleeping rough, Dubliner Mark O'Callaghan moved abroad to try and find work. And it was while he was working on the new Wembley Stadium that he first came up with the idea for his product.
Hello Dragons, my name is Mark O'Callaghan. I'm the owner and director of MOC Games Limited. And I'm looking for a 50,000 investment for a 20% equity share in my company MOC Games and my Tactico Football board game. I'm going to start by telling you a little about how I got the board game to where it is today. I used to work in Wembley Stadium when they were building a new Wembley. And while I was on my lunch break with some of the other workers, I wondered why nobody had actually built a board game based around football. Football is a global sport which branches off into many different sectors and generates billions for the people that are involved in it. Why not a board game? There are games like football trivia and Subbuteo, but they really don't bring in the drama that you find in the real game of football, the beautiful game as we call it. Tactico has managed to do this. It's got no trivia whatsoever. It combines both football management and on-field action into one game. And it really does bring the drama into your living room. Just before Christmas, I approached Smith's to retail the game. And they said they couldn't do it at Christmas, but they've agreed to retail it in the Republic of Ireland this year in all our outlets. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Mark has been developing and testing his product for a number of years and is more than happy to talk the Dragons through the different elements that he feels make it unique.
So basically there are two parts of the game. There's an outer section on the board here, which you move around using the standard dice. And various things happen as you land on various different squares. Now, if you land on this, for example, this allows you to go into a negotiation to buy and sell players among the other managers. The outer section is used to build up your team and your club. And every time a player circumnavigates the board once, it goes into what we call a match play. And this is where the second part of the game comes into play. Basically, it's a league, a football league. Everybody starts off here, and everybody starts off here, and everybody has got an identical token, as you will see the whistle here. And the match play involves basically these cards here. You roll what's called a football die. I've designed this myself. It's the only one on the planet. And this interacts with both the board and the player cards, these cards here. As you'll see, the colours on the dice replicate the colours that are on the player cards. 3 match cards are picked up during each game, and whoever wins by the end of the game, whether it's 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, etc., will move up. If it's a win, you move up 3 places. If it's a draw, you move up 1, and if you lose, you stay where you are. There are 2 ways to win the game. Either you financially cripple all of the other clubs, or you actually get to the champion spot and win your last match during the league. This captain's armband is basically, there's a captain's armband square here. By wearing this, it means you double all the money that other people have to give you if they land on, let's say, a yellow, and you're the dominant manager in the yellow-coloured players. You double all the money.
So if you wear this, you get double the money? Double the money.
I'm wearing
that for the rest.
I was just going to put it on Niall.
Nora wants to double her money, but Mark reckons Tactico could make the right dragon millions. Before she starts talking finances, Nora wants some background information.
Very impressive, Mark. I'm Nora.
Very much. How are you doing?
I just wondered what the day job is. You mentioned Wembley.
Actually, yeah, but as soon as I finished that job, I went full-time into developing this, which took 2 years to bring it through focus groups.
Thank you, but
what was it?
Yes.
I was working at Wembley Stadium as an electrician.
OK, thank you very much. Thanks, Mark.
Hi, Mark. I'm Sean.
How are you, Sean?
Very good. My mom was O'Callaghan from Cork, so maybe we're related.
Possibly.
Tell me about the retail price of this game, and tell me about what kind of a commitment, say, Smiths would be making.
Smiths would agree to retail it. The retail price is $29.99.
And what's your cost of goods sold?
I'm selling at approximately $11.54.
And where do you have it manufactured?
I have it manufactured through a small American company, actually, who have manufacturing facilities in China.
Thank you.
Mark, my name is Gavin.
How are you, Gavin?
The €50,000 that will be invested in the company, how do you plan to spend that?
I want to use that purely for PR and marketing for when the game goes into Smiths.
What's the Smiths order?
They haven't given me a number yet.
The Dragons are wary of any vagueness in a pitch, and Mark will need to be very clear from now on. The first thing Niall wants clarity on are the rules.
Do you need a minimum number of 5 managers,
No.
club
you can
managers
play it between 2 and 6 players.
Supposing you do only have 2 people
Yeah.
or 3, how much of it is compromised with?
Nothing as far as the playability is concerned, but it will make the game quicker to finish.
You said you have 90 minutes, I think, here, is it?
Yeah.
Is that what 6?
Yeah, if they know how to play it. If it's the first time that you've played it, it obviously takes a little bit longer because you've got to learn the rules.
How much do you gave us the prices that you're $29.99.
Yeah.
You're selling it in at $11.54, but you haven't told us the cost of manufacturing.
It costs about €7 to manufacture one.
And what stock level do you have at the moment?
I have 4,000 units because the minimum is 5.
How long have you had the 4,000 units?
I've had them approximately a year now.
OK, well, tell us about what's happened, Mark, in that year with the 4,000 units. Where have you gone? Have you trialled it with people? Have you?
I have, yeah. When I came into the sector, I was coming into a sector which I had no experience in. So in the beginning, I was pricing it wrong. I was pricing it over £35. And the profit margins that I was giving the retailers weren't enough, so they were all turning it down. But it took me over half a year to figure out the mistakes I was making. So I was just finding my way in terms of how to price it properly when I was sending the samples out to the various retailers that I sent it out to.
You're only making $4.54 per box.
Yeah, it's not much.
Does that work?
I'm hoping the next time that I make an order, I will be making a bigger order. My primary goal for this particular one is to get the game known, to get it out there, to build a brand. I mean, as you can see, this format doesn't only just work with football. It works with basketball, cricket, rugby, all of the team sports where players are bought and sold on the open market.
OK.
Mark believes his game has global potential, which is something that always interests our investors. But for his part, Niall is still a little concerned about Mark's unsold stock.
Mark, one question. You were with Smiths over a year ago.
No, Smiths I only contacted just before the Christmas.
You had the finished
I had the finished product over a year ago. Yeah.
Who did you go to with it?
I went to everybody. I sent samples into Hamleys. I sent them into John Lewis. I sent them into Toys R Us. I sent them into Tesco's. I sent them into all the big players.
And what did they say?
I heard nothing back from any of them.
But did you get on to the buyers? Were you speaking to the actual buyer of Toys?
Most of the time I was speaking to the assistant buyers. To get the head buyers is next to near impossible.
What did they say? Did they say, great? They said, oh, we'll get back to you, and they didn't?
All of them said, send the sample in, so that's what I did. I sent the sample in.
When I followed it up.
When I followed it up, they said they weren't willing to stock it.
Why?
They didn't give a reason. They never do.
Tell me what a board game does in Smiths. What does Smiths run through in terms of unit volume for their average board game?
Just the only information that I got in terms of the board game market was the 13 million that I was told it was worth in Ireland.
Yeah.
In terms of the number of units that you can shift through Smiths, I don't know.
That's not a very good
answer,
sorry. Unfortunately.
I did ask them, but they wouldn't give me the figures.
I don't think I can provide you the guidance that you need to get this to be a hit. I wish you the best, but I'm out.
All right, thanks very much. I appreciate it. I'll check the family linkage later.
Mark, it's like playing a game of Tactico in here sometime.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting to see that.
It's not my area of expertise, and I couldn't add value to you.
All right.
And for that reason, I'm out.
All right, thanks very much for considering it.
Mark, I think that it's impressive, but somebody doesn't like it for some reason.
Yeah.
And I just wouldn't be prepared to gamble 50.
But people do like it. I found that out this Christmas.
That hasn't transformed itself into sales, Mark.
But I think that's more to do with my inexperience in the sector rather than...
I'm not sure. Somebody in one of those places would have seen, because they're in that business.
Yeah.
They know what sells, what doesn't sell.
Yeah.
So somebody, even if you took 10 of them, 1 or 2 of them would have seen it if it had potential. And it's on that basis that I'm declaring myself out.
All right, OK, thanks very much.
3 dragons down, 2 to go. As Nora said, tactics play a big part in the Den, and it seems like one player might be finally ready to show his hand.
Mark, I like the game. I like the board. I like the look. I like the packaging. I'm going to offer you half the money.
OK, great.
On the basis that Gavin goes in with me. And I look for 25%, would mean that myself and Gavin would be partners with you, but I don't know if Gavin may want to do this on his own or he may not have any interest in it. I have no idea, but you have a commitment from me.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Mark, I see about 100 board games a year.
Yeah.
This is one of the best ones I've seen this year.
Thanks very much.
Within 30 seconds of your pitch, I was buying it.
Okay.
I think it could be huge.
All right, thanks very much.
And so I'm offering you the full amount, €50,000.
Yeah.
For 40%.
Okay. I don't even have to think about it. That's the deal I want.
Okay. Well done.
Well done. Well done, Gavin. Well done,
Thanks
Mark.
very much. Sorry, but
That's all right.
he was the man I was after.
And so, without so much as a backward glance, the Den's Alex Ferguson obliterates his rival and adds another game to his investment portfolio.
So, Gavin, another box, eh?
But what he's come up with is a game there that we got the concept of it fairly quickly. Now, we didn't get time to play it, right? Looks good. It's way too expensive the way he's doing it at the moment, but, you know, because he's at that scale. But it's certainly, as an investor, he's worth backing.
Mark, well done. Bit of a turn-up for the books. I didn't think you were going to get an investment in there.
Yeah, I was very shocked. When I lost the first three, I thought I'd messed it up. But then when the fourth dragon made an offer, I started to relax a little bit more.
Niall came in with a half offer. Were you expecting Gavin to come in with an offer at that point?
I was hoping that you'd come in with an offer, but not with a half offer, with the full offer. That's what I was hoping for, really, to be honest.
Well, it's going to be a big year for soccer. I hope it's going to be a big year for you. Congratulations.
So do I. Thanks very much.